What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the vlog for Friday, December 8th, 2017. I hope you guys are all doing very well. Once again, we got a vlog from the truck here for y'all. We are right now on Highway 5 driving down to Los Angeles to go to the PlayStation Experience event. So looking at the beautiful scenery around I-5 right now. I mean, let's be honest, it's pretty much just flat ground for miles and miles and miles all the way down to Southern California. But I'm not complaining. I love to drive, so it could be a whole lot worse. And this is going to be really interesting because I am driving down to the Los Angeles area right now, and as you may or may not know, there are a whole lot of wildfires going on. You know, thankfully nowhere near where I'm going to be at specifically, but definitely in that area. It'll probably be pretty smoky, pretty hazy, so we'll see what's that like when we get there. But tonight I'm going to be going to the first part of the PlayStation Experience, which is like the early bird ticket thing. So if you bought your tickets early, you have access to this, I think they're calling it like a showcase, where they're just like showing off some games, giving some game updates. Which would be really cool for me because I've never been to something like that. I've always just watched them on like live streams on Twitch and YouTube and all that, but never got a chance to actually attend one in person. Anyways, I'm super excited for PlayStation Experience. This is going to be an awesome weekend. Please stay tuned because I got a lot of good stuff coming at you. But I got a whole lot of driving ahead of me. If you take a look at my GPS here, I got 4 hours and 12 minutes with a total of 279 miles remaining on this journey. So quite a bit of traveling to do, but it'll definitely be worth it. So I will catch up with you guys in a little bit. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the truck here. I'm going to give you a quick little update on the road trip because I am just about to cross 10,000 miles in my truck here. So I figured I'd get the odometer rolling over here. 8, 9, 10,000. There we go. Woo, feels like just yesterday. It was just double digits and now it's up to 5 digits. It's crazy, man. So anyways, that's a cool little milestone to reach. And if you're curious about my progress on the journey, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm about to go hit the grapevine here, and it is starting to look pretty freaking hazy, if I must say. I don't know how much you can tell on the camera. We'll see how much worse it gets on the rest of the journey. Looks like we have about 115 miles to go, which should take me just a little over 2 hours. According to this, I'll arrive in Anaheim around 1:30. So anyways, drive's been going pretty well so far. Seems like it's been going pretty quickly. Only 2 hours left, so that doesn't seem that bad. Anyways, getting real close to the grapevine here. I'm gonna put the camera away, and I will see you guys later. What's going on, everybody? It is Saturday night here, and I'm going to give you guys a little recap of what I thought of the PlayStation Experience. Spoilers, it was awesome. As you can tell, I got some brand new PlayStation swag, and there's a whole lot more where that came from, and I'll be showing that off in just a little bit here. So if you didn't know, the PlayStation Experience event spans across 3 days. So there was a little thing on Friday night, all day today, and then most of the day tomorrow. So I went to the little showcase last night. I was there pretty much all day today, and I don't think I'm going to be going tomorrow. And not because I didn't enjoy myself. I really had a great time. I just want to get home at a decent hour. And I pretty much experienced all that I wanted to experience out of PlayStation Experience today. So that's why I'm going to talk about my experience at PlayStation Experience that I experienced. So anyways, I'll start talking about the Friday night showcase, which happened in the arena of the convention center. Basically, they opened up the doors at 7 p.m. and I got there probably around like 6:45, and there was already a ton of people. There was a line of people like a mile long. It was ridiculous. I think they said there was a total of like 3,500 people at the event, and by the time I checked in and got my badge and everything and then hopped in line, I was probably like number 3201 of that. But once 7 o'clock hit, the line started moving pretty good. They got everyone in there in a nice orderly fashion, and I was able to get seated well before the event actually started. Now, I didn't really get a whole lot of footage from this event, but I did just get a little quick glimpse for you all of what the main stage looked like and the backdrop and everything. It was really cool. They basically had a bunch of couches set out, and then behind it there was a whole stage with this starry theme that they've been going for recently. So anyways, once the event actually started, you know, they dimmed the lights down and they played this like epic sizzle reel of some PlayStation exclusive games. And then after that, Sean Layden and Sid Schumann walked out and just, you know, started the conversation, talking about PlayStation, talking about the brand, talking about the games, everything like that. And basically as the night went on, they continued to bring out more developers like Herman Hulst from Guerrilla Games, you know, the creative director of the God of War game, someone at Media Molecule for Dreams. And it was really a neat little thing because they all just sat on these couches and they had this really just laid back, open, honest conversation with everyone. And I just think it was a real neat thing to do for the fans as opposed to, you know, a more press conference type event like that they've done in the past. Anyways, they did just have some like minor announcements at this event, but like nothing that really spoke to me. Personally, I just really enjoyed the conversation with the developers. I always love to hear what they have to say. And they also did show the new trailer for Kojima's new game, Death Stranding. And then after that, they brought Kojima out on stage and the place just went dumb. Everyone was going crazy for him. And he walked out and he had this like crazy like robot arm thing coming over his shoulder. That game, Death Stranding, is going to be all sorts of fucking weird and I cannot wait for it. One really interesting part of the event was when the creative director for the game, Detroit Become Human, went out on stage. He was actually there to play a demo of the game in front of the audience. And the idea of this game is that there's a bunch of different choices, so what they, you know, kind of tried to do is have the whole audience yell out what they think that the director should do, you know, what choices he should make and everything like that. And so we progressed through the whole story and everyone was like shouting out the, you know, responses for everything. And, you know, we were able to successfully complete the mission. That game seems really interesting. I don't know if I'm entirely sold on it yet, but watching this demo, especially in person, it was just a super epic, intense scene and I really enjoyed it. So we'll have to see if I end up picking that one up when it comes out. Anyway, so once that wrapped up, they actually brought out Greg Miller from Kinda Funny and he was there to interview Sean Layden and Shuhei Yoshida for 15 minutes each. And it was a really good chance, I think, for these higher ups at Sony to be open and direct to, you know, the PlayStation fans, the people who love this brand. And so that was pretty much it from the Friday night. I thought it was a great way to kick off the event, and personally I really enjoyed it. And once again, this was like the first kind of press conference-y type event that I went to. And I must say, if you've never been to one and you've only watched them on live streams and things like that, and you're interested in going to one, definitely go check one out because everything was just so much more epic in person. You know, the speakers have the bass booming and everyone else is cheering and everything. It's just a really cool environment to be in. So anyways, let's move on to the main PlayStation Experience event and talk about some of the swag that I got. So the event was really cool. They of course had a bunch of developers there showing off their games. And so I did what I normally do at the beginning of events like this is I just kind of cruised the whole show floor, got a good lay of the land, figure out what's there, you know, what kinds of things have big lines, what kinds of things don't have big lines. You know, basically just get a sense of what's there and what can I expect from the whole event. And so all the main Sony first party games had like really epic booths dedicated to them. So like Days Gone had this crazy zombie booth set up and God of War had something and it was all enclosed and there was always a huge line to that, so I don't even know what was going on inside there. And then Detroit Become Human had a bunch of like actors and they're dressed as androids and they had like that like glowing blue ring thing on the side of their head. So just really cool stuff. And then of course there were other third party games like Far Cry, Destiny, Battlefront that all had massive booths set up for them. And so actually the first game that I got to play today was Far Cry 5 and that game was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. The only Far Cry game that I've owned is Far Cry 4 and it was actually the first game that I was ever to get a platinum trophy in. So that game definitely holds a special place in my heart. And so it was super cool to check out the new Far Cry setting, which is supposed to be, you know, set in like rural Montana and it's a bunch of rednecks and everything. And so I just think it's a perfect setting to, you know, do what Far Cry does best, which is basically fuck shit up. The only thing is the demo had you like, you know, stuck in one little area. I tried to go outside of that and then it like reset me to the checkpoint, so. And the frame rate was dropping just a little bit when things got a little hairy, but that's to be expected in an unreleased game that's, you know, as massive as the Far Cry game is. But other than that, I really enjoyed that game and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Of course, there were a bunch of independent developers there and I got to chat with them and play their games and that was always a really good time. Got to play the new Super Meat Boy game, play the new Guacamelee game, and just some other random games from different studios. But by far the best game I played at PlayStation Experience was Gran Turismo VR. And Ooh, what a great experience that was. So basically for this event there was like a companion app, and I'll be talking a little bit more about that in just a sec. But you could RSVP to do different demos, and one of them was a PlayStation VR demo for Gran Turismo. And they actually put you in like a driver's seat, and you had a wheel and there was a gas and brake pedal, and they put the VR headset on you. So you were like basically in a virtual car. And so in the demo I got to do 2 laps around a track. I didn't recognize the track, but it took me about like 2 minutes 45 seconds to get around it each time. And I was driving a Mitsubishi Evo that was a Japanese imported one, so it was right-hand drive. So I mean that's just like a super unique experience that I can't really get in America. So just one of the neat little things that you can do with PlayStation VR. But the feedback of the driving simulator was really nice. The wheel gave you good feedback, and the chair would actually kind of move around a little bit with the G-force. So like it really felt like you were driving a car around a track, which was really cool. And then after I did the Gran Turismo demo, someone walked up to me and they're like, "Hey, can I ask you a couple questions about the Gran Turismo experience?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And she's all like, "Oh, okay, just come follow me." And then so I follow her, and then we go up to this dude with this like giant camera, and then she hands me a microphone and basically just starts asking me questions. It was just like totally unexpected, so maybe I'll be featured in a PlayStation video online somewhere at some point in the future. And then because I did that, she gave me these 2 little PlayStation pins, so that's, you know, sort of neat or whatever. So I mentioned this PlayStation app, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. Basically they had these like quests that you could do where you go and like scan QR codes at different booths. So some of these QR codes were just out on the show floor, and you could walk up and scan them with the app right there. Other ones were ones that game developers had that they wouldn't let you scan unless you played their game. So that was a nice little incentive to play some games that you might not play otherwise. So anyways, you'd scan all these QR codes, and then you get little different rewards for doing that. I unlocked a bunch of PlayStation 4 themes that I can use on my PS4, so that's, you know, neat. And from completing the quest, I'd actually got a couple of these different cards that they're handing out as well. So the bronze trophy is just the one that you got when you checked in. Everyone gets that one. And then you complete some more of these quests in the app, and then I got the silver trophy card as well as the gold trophy card. They also do have a platinum trophy card, but there's still some quests that I have to do tomorrow, and I don't really want to go back just so I can get some stupid little card. But anyways, I'll show you all the other cards I got. I got a Guacamelee 2 card, a Days Gone card, Gran Turismo Sport card, it's a generic PlayStation Experience card, a Far Cry 5 card with the dog Boomer, and a MLB The Show 18 card with Aaron Judge. And so anyways, I'll just go ahead and show off the rest of the swag that I got today. So this is another thing that everyone gets when you check in, but it's a PlayStation bag that is modeled to be the same as the PlayStation Store logo, so that's kind of cool. And inside of that there are a whole host of goodies. As I mentioned, the PlayStation Bronze Trophy was in there. They also gave you a little poster tube here, and if we pop this open, we'll see that there is something in here. What could it be? PlayStation Experience poster, you know, very nice. They gave you a hunter pack for the game Dreadnought. I've never played the game, so I don't know if this is a whole lot of use to me. They also give you this little card holder for all your PlayStation cards that you're collecting. It's kind of cool. It's modeled sort of after a PlayStation 4. There's a good little view at it, and then you pop the top off and put your cards in there. They also gave a PlayStation Experience t-shirt, which is very nice of them. And then also in the bag was this like PlayStation branded hand sanitizer spray. I don't use hand sanitizer, so that will go right in the trash. And then lastly, my favorite part of the giveaway bag was this sweet PlayStation water bottle. This thing is, pretty high quality seeming. It's got like a locking mechanism on it, and the top pops open nicely. Pretty solid quality here. And in case you were wondering, this is what the badge looks like. It's got a nice little PlayStation lanyard with it. It's got this whole star theme that they're going for again. And then after the event on Friday night, they gave out another t-shirt, which is this Concrete Genie t-shirt, which I like a lot actually. And on the back it just has the Concrete Genie name, so I do think that is a pretty cool shirt. So anyways, at the event they had a PlayStation gear booth set up, and there was like a massive line for majority of the day. Like when I walked up and asked the people, they said it would take like an hour to get through the whole thing most of the time. I went when there was kind of a lull, when I think there were some panels going on, so I only had to wait about like half an hour to get into the store. But anyways, that's where I picked up this t-shirt and this hat. And I also picked up another PlayStation t-shirt for good measure. But as I was waiting in line for the PlayStation store, they're kind of like throwing some things out, and because I'm super fucking tall, I was able to catch something. And so I got this little dude on a keychain. The guy standing next to me online told me he was a character from Bloodborne, so it's pretty neat, I guess. I don't think I'm going to do anything with it. And so one other neat thing that I did at the PlayStation event today was I attended a panel for the game Ghost of Tsushima by Sucker Punch. Basically, it's like an open world samurai game set in feudal Japan, and it just looks so freaking cool, and I cannot wait for more on that game. So at this panel, they brought out 4 guys: the creative director, the art director, the animation director, and one of the producers. And so they're all interviewed by Brian Altano of IGN, just talking about how they came up with the idea and started to formulate everything and what all went into that reveal trailer. Anyways, no like crazy new things about the game came out, but they did show off some new concept art which I hadn't seen before, and they talked about their experiences of actually visiting Tsushima in Japan, and so I thought it was really neat. I enjoyed it very much. And one last little thing that I'll shout out is MLB The Show actually had like a bar set up, and you could sit at the bar, drink some beers, and play MLB The Show, which I thought was really cool. Anyways, that's just about going to do it for my recap of PlayStation Experience 2017. If you were there or watching some of the coverage on the internet, let me know down in the comment section below of what was your favorite part. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I will see you all next time. PlayStation, 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 PlayStation.